Thor Love and Thunder releases this week, and he has quite the range of figures. Join me in taking a look at the MCU Thors. Our first figure comes from the 2012 Avengers movie line. It was the introduction of the superheroes line. This is Thor. I believe he appears in 2 of the sets. I'm very nostalgic for this figure. I don't think that any of the 2012 figures capture the likeness of the actors. They kind of have an in-between of the actor and the comics, but I do have quite the soft spot for the figures of this line. Our next Thor released within the 2015 Avengers Age of Ultron movie line. Similar details to his previous iteration in his face. He includes the same hair and the hammer, of course, but he does have darker tones in his chest and darker details as well. Double-sided face, similar prints to the last minifigure. However, we won't be using this one because this is what happens when you buy these figures secondhand. A quick comparison of the two to show that they are quite similar in their styles and designs. Our first major change to the Thor minifigure came in the 2017 Ragnarok sets. It had been a while since we had last seen him, and here he supports his helmet, a tattoo design, some new details for his torso and legs. He includes the Lego Ninjago scabbard piece that holds his 2 swords. A closer look at Thor's helmet, which I believe is the first time that the MCU versions had a helmet piece. He also has a double-sided face that features lightning eyes, something that was heavily shown in the promotional material for the movie. We can see when comparing the two that they are very different from one another. This is the first standout differentiation within Thor's. Thor also appeared in one set during the Infinity War series, a series that only had one double-up figure, mind you. He features the short spiky hair that he will have for a while. He also includes some of these power-up pieces with no cape and no hammer accessory either. He includes the same face prints as the Ragnarok Thor. Comparing these 2 versions together shows that there is a good difference between the 2. I actually think that he shares more similarities to the very first Thor with his details of his torso. Confession time, but I don't actually own the Thor figure from the Endgame wave of sets. I didn't buy any of these sets as I felt that they were bad. It isn't LEGO's fault that Disney and Marvel refused to offer movie details in hopes of avoiding spoilers at the time, but the figure does feature the same head and hair as the last one. He also uses the same torso and legs that most of the figures in that very line used, so no. LEGO rectified this with this really nice, accurate depiction of Thor as he appears in Endgame in the Infinity Saga line released in 2021. He features a brand new hairpiece used only for him. It's Aquaman's hair but in a darker tone. He uses a similar torso design to the Infinity War one, though he does have sleeves. He also includes both hammers as his accessory, though he does include a out-of-place smile print. With that new Thor also came Bro Thor. He's included in the nice little vignette new Asgard set. He includes a Stormbreaker as well as a beer bottle, and he has a belly gut printing onto his pajama legs. I really like this figure a lot. He does reuse the same face print. That's just odd. We should also use this time to talk about Throg. He appeared as an accessory to Loki in the Marvel CMF series. He has some really cute details on his back where it shows his helmet and his cape. He has a little hammer, though it looks a little strange from the front point of view. All of his proportions are a little strange, but he does make for a very cool accessory. And this is Thor as he appears in the Love and Thunder sets. He's the most colourful Thor that we've had yet, with lots of bright golds and blues. Some really cool detailings all around, and he also uses Qui-Gon Jinn's hairpiece in a new colour, I believe. He features the exact same face print that he's had for a while now. That's just Thor. I really like comparing these 2 figures together. One of them looks like he's more movie-ified, and one of them looks like it's ripped right out of a comic book. Mighty Thor also appears in the same Love and Thunder sets along with Thor. This is Jane Foster's first appearance as a minifigure. She has a very cool hair helmet combo piece. She reuses the face print of Rachel Green and Jen Erso and Black Widow, but this was used on Natalie Portman for Padme, so I guess it is rather fitting. In 2022, LEGO also released Thors Hammer as a buildable set, which features a new Thor minifigure. He is essentially a good remake of the 2012 Thor as seen in the 2011 film. It's a bit more accurate as well. I do not own him, as this set is more than $200, so thanks, but no thanks. What's missing? A lot of the time throughout the movies, Thor appears sleeveless. Majority of the Avengers, he is sleeveless, and during Ultron's final battle, he is seen sleeveless. At the beginning of Thor Ragnarok, he is a road-worn hero Thor. He is sleeveless. I'd like to see this design adapted into some LEGO sets because I think it's just more fitting for him. I can make them myself though, especially with the Bro Thor minifigure, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. If you enjoyed this, then please be sure to subscribe and like our video. It helps out the channel a lot. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode of this series.